So I'm going to be making 8 videos. 7 of the videos are going to be what my day was like in Haiti and just the experience of each day, which was Saturday to Saturday, so that's going to make up 7 videos. And then the last video is going to kind of be a reflection of maybe things that God laid on my heart while I was there, or things that impacted me, and just kind of an overview of everything that went on. So if you want to watch them, I will upload them. I don't really know when I'm going to upload them, but I will, and you can just kind of follow along with how I'm going. So this is going to be video 1. So I'm just going to explain who I went with and the group that I went with. You can call it my team. That's what Mission of Hope calls it. So okay, so first off, you're going to see that I kiss the plane in some of these videos, and basically that's a tradition. The Bucket List family, who is super cool, you should go check them out. It's basically a family that travels around the world. Well, every single plane they go in, they kiss the plane, and so I've done that tradition too. So that's why you see me do it. That was so... Okay, ready? Yes. And then I kiss the plane again because it's a tradition. Close. Traditions, man. Like, you can just see in America, it's so green and the houses are all lined up together and the neighborhoods look good, but then you get to Haiti and there aren't any neighborhoods and there's no roads, and it just looks like mountains with dirt and rocks and some buildings that have crashed, and you can just see that as we're flying over. So one of the first things we noticed when we got there was this little bird in the airport, and it just shows you the difference between American airports and any other country. In Haiti, there's literally a bird flying around, which is actually pretty fun. We named it Terry. Yeah? Anyway, it was just kind of funny because it gives you the first impression of Haiti. It's not really well put together, and you know, you have birds flying in and out wherever you go. And animals, you kind of just share your living space with animals. So that was kind of a first impression. Okay, so when you get off the plane, the first thing that people will do is say, "Can I take your bags? Can I take your bags?" And you always want to say no, because they will ask you to pay them afterwards, and they'll ask for tips. And so we were all like, "No, no, no, like, we don't need your help." And surely enough, they grab our bags anyway, and we're like, "No, no, no, we can do it." And then we had to pay them money. So advice in the future, do not let them take your bags. But then when we got there were Mission of Hope people waiting for us with the buses, and so we kind of walked, and you can see it, we were walking and there were just people everywhere, but they ended up taking us to this corner, and then eventually we got on the bus and started heading to Mission of Hope. Super hot when we walked out of the airport, and you could just kind of feel the heat on you. But then when we got on the bus, we started driving, and as you go along, you just see so many people, and I guess it was a market day. but it was super scary because we'd be going 70 miles per hour, and there would be this big truck coming 70 miles per hour towards us. And all of a sudden, we would switch to the lane that they're in and pass this little motorcycle, and then we would honk, and the other people would honk. And whoever had did it the longest and the loudest was the one that got to stay on that street, and the other one had to pull off. It was insane, and this happened all the time. So that was kind of a shocking moment when we were all just riding, and we were like, oh my, like, they're going to do whatever they want. And so there's really no traffic laws. They do have a police force, and apparently it's very impactful, and people are scared to do crimes and stuff, but when it comes to traffic laws, there are none. So that was pretty crazy. I think everyone was a little shaken up at first, but then you get used to it by the end of the week, and it's normal. Then you come back to the States, and you're like, well, this is really slow. Like, we're all going slow. Why are people not honking? So that was actually pretty fun. But as we were driving along, you can just see all the trash and the piles of dirt, and just how there's not a lot of green, but just a lot of like dirt and rocks. And then you can also just see the people and how they live, and how there's just shacks for their houses on the side of the road. And there's also lots of goats and chickens on the side of the road, and cows and animals that you just wouldn't see in America. A lot of them aren't chained up to anything. They're just walking and roaming the streets. People are walking in and out of the streets too, so that's part of why the drivers honk. It's not because they're mad at anyone, it's just to say, get out of the way, I'm coming through. Okay, so we finally arrived to Missions of Hope, which was probably 30 or 45 minutes from Port-au-Prince. It didn't seem that long, though, just because we're going 70 miles per hour, but we're also looking at all the things we haven't seen in their culture and stuff. But we got to Missions of Hope, and this is their church that we're driving by. So they have this church on Tuesday nights and Sunday nights. And it's also, there's a school behind it, and that's what you see in that building. So then we drive by the security guard house, and this is where the people who protect where we're staying can go and get ready for their work. Basically, we had 2 guards with machine guns at all times on our campus. Then if you look to your right, there was Mama Cheap Cheeps, and that's where we would all buy the stuff that we got. She's pretty cheap, and it's fun because you get to bargain with them, and you don't have to pay what they ask for. You can be like, how about this? And she's like, okay. So that was really fun, getting to learn to bargain with people. And this is our campus, and that big yellow building is where we would stay. And then the building that we're under is where we would eat dinner and hang out before we had to go somewhere. On top of where we were staying was really cool. It kind of overlooked everything, and there's just mountains everywhere you look. And there was a place to put your hammocks, and this is where a lot of people would hang out whenever we had downtime. So basically we do missions from 8 to 11, and then we'd go eat, and then at 1 we'd get back on the bus, go do missions until like 4 or 3 o'clock. And then when you get back, you kind of have free time to just do whatever you want. So a lot of people would go hang out in the hammocks, just hang out and get to know other people. You could go to the orphanage that was right there and play with all the kids. So it was a lot of fun, and you were pretty much busy the whole time. So on the first night, we were like, let's go exploring, because we wanted to kind of see everything. because it was the first time we'd ever been there. So we went walking, and all of a sudden there's just goats and baby goats, and we're all like, whoa, what? Is this like even real? And so we go and like pet them. Over to your right, and you see these chickens just walking in this field, like right next to this house. So we went up the path, and there was a gym or a basketball court, and that's where a lot of the orphans who stay in these orphanages will go to just for fun and hang out and listen to music, play basketball, dance. So that's where we went for the first night to hang out with everyone. And then sleeping conditions, there was a window next to our bed, or my bed, and the window was open, and it had a mosquito net on top of it so that the mosquitoes couldn't get in. And it was pretty breezy, like every once in a while, but for the most part it was really hot, and you were sweating at night, and you'd wake up hearing buses go along the path. But other than that, it wasn't that bad. So it was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad for the experience. The first day we didn't really do much. It was just getting settled in, so that's why you haven't seen any missions yet, so that's good.